Hey everyone, Lensmanos here and welcome back to another episode of Encrypted. So, experience on the floor. I've got 100 levels. Jeez, I should pack it into something at some point. Been working a little bit in between episodes on getting the ultimate ingot stuff working. So I've got a bit of a setup that I'm doing at the moment. What I'm doing is I'm loading this up and trying to craft it. So obviously we've got a bunch of stuff down the bottom here that's all available. And then you got a bunch of other things that are not available. So let's just take indium. Let's see what we need to make indium. All right, so indium will obviously come from indium dust, which comes from indium chemical. Now let's see what's the easiest way of making this. This is nope. Okay, so we're going to probably use fusion. So nitrogen and molybdenum, that stuff, this one, the Mo number 42 on the chemical chart. This is probably a recipe, because nitrogen, I think we can make, yeah, from silicon. Okay, so I want to use this recipe here, so let's make a crafting recipe for it. I'm going to type in indium. Below, I want a fusion of nitrogen and that stuff. Cool, so that's fusion. Then I want this recipe, which is 16 of them into a dust, and then I want this recipe, which is dust into ingot. Cool, so they're the three recipes we need. The dust into ingot one goes in here. The up here. This is the 2 into 1. So we want to put that in here. And if we're looking, I think I've got a nitrogen one in. Yeah, so silicon into 2 nitrogen is there. So the last piece of the puzzle is downstairs. I've got this is sort of a draft setup, I'll call it. I've got this setup here where we've got multiple compactors. There's 8 at the moment. I think I should be able to double this, probably put another set here, all from the same setup. So we've got a logistical sorter here, which should allow one of every color, right? So if we're going to put in here, I want indium. So we're going to have to set up whichever color is next, which is probably this one here, which I think is cyan. So we're coming to the logistical sorter, and we're going to go new filter, item stack. We're going to go indium, blue, green, cyan, save. So in this cyan one, when we call for it, this will drop in here, and I'll need to have this recipe in here, which it sort of is in there, sort of isn't. I really should get wireless refined storage, shouldn't I? So let's see what happens if we try and craft. I will work on. Do I not have wireless at this point? Wireless. I think I want one of these. I'm going to need to make one of them in between, because running back up here is not fun. So if I want some indium, I want one of these. If I hit start, it's going to need some silicon, it's going to need some aluminium, some copper. So that's to make this stuff. I know the B is silent. Molybdenum, something like that. Let's hit start. Let's see what it does. I'm hoping that it's smart enough. Okay, so that's making that stuff and extracting it out. It's chewing power, but like we're running it just off this, so I don't care. It's not pulling off the base power. It'll just tick along. And so that should be adding it to the craft. Nitrogen's probably already happened, or potentially is happening at the moment. It's working its way through. I'd like to think that nitrogen's sort of doing its thing. And it's done. Okay, so now we're getting the nitrogen in here, and that stuff, and we're getting indium. So downstairs, quickly. Downstairs. It should be hitting this chest. Maybe it waits for all of it. It's going to take a moment, but ideally it should hit this chest, and this logistical sorter should push it into the right area. Fingers crossed, everyone. Fingers crossed. These two seem to work. I haven't expanded past those two yet. And I want to do it this way to ensure that I'm not... There it goes. Into here. There it goes, back out. That would have gone into here, and that's probably upstairs. Smelting into indium. One of these has probably got it, or just finished it. So if I come into here and go indium, we've got an ingot. So that's my answer to the metal side of thing. I may go and reconfigure the other ones I've got down there that are currently just crafting because. I've got a lot of stuff that's just happening because, and that's a bit of a pain. I've got too much silicon dioxide. I had to make another 256 drive because I've got, I don't know, 194,000 silicon dioxide. Yeah, hence why I'm using silicon up there to split into nitrogen. And I do need potentially to have that just running because I need a nitrogen one. There is a nitrogen that is required. You can see it's just putting in there as it needs. So I could probably come in here and go, nitrogen, I want, I don't know, 10. And it'll just go and split some silicon upstairs. Again, using power that I don't really have, but it's not the end of the earth. Cool. So that's happening. As I said, I've just been sitting here typing in ultimate and saying I want an ultimate ingot, and then finding out what's next. So it can obviously craft, or we have available all of this stuff. I've got quite a number left, and I'll probably have 2 or 3 of that set up that I've got sitting down there, processing through everything I need to do. Now, I did just say I was running out of space all the time, and one thing that I run out when I'm trying to use so much refined storage is quartz. And I did say last episode that I wanted to set up the resource simulator from Digital Resources, and I'd like to use this to get some quartz. So if I say quartz, you can come from this. So there is one that will generate quartz. So I think this is probably a smart move to move to one of these guys. So we should be able to do this. So let's have a look. I need all of that stuff. I need some of these. What are these? Netherite ingots. I don't even know how much of this I got. There's 8 of them because I needed 2 of these guys. Okay. I need 1 of these. 2 more netherite ingots. It's going to be expensive. Really should look into how many of them I have. Cool. There's the chipset. I actually need another one of them to do the thing in a minute, but that's cool. Black simulation blocks and a block of netherite. And I'm out. Can I make this? Can I make tungsten carbon? How do I make tungsten? Carbon and cobalt and silver. That's an option. Cobalt and silver. What else have we got? I tend to try and find stuff that I've got access to now. Silicon, nah, neodymium, nope. Nickel and palladium. think so far. I kind of try and go for the make it from indium, manganese. Not seeing much else here at the moment. Lots of things turn into tungsten, apparently. So I think it's this one, cobalt and silver. Now I'm currently processing cobalt, which means I'm going to need a few recipes to be able to do this. Carbon and tungsten. Okay, let's see what we can do. So if I say netherite, dust. No. Is there any other way of doing it? Okay, so it has to be netherite scrap. So I want this one. Cool. Tungsten recipe is going to be this one. And then I'm going to need a cobalt recipe, which is literally going to be that one. It's not ideal, but I'm pretty sure or am I processing cobalt? Yeah, I'm processing it to an ingot. Okay, cool. So let's do that. I'm going to need to put a better crafter on this. I'm going to need a higher level crafter, probably. What? Carbon and tungsten is netherite scrap. Needs its own combiner. Cool. Okay. And then you are cobalt and silver into tungsten. Yep. Okay, do I have everything? If I ask for... I have no idea if it's crafting. Oh, it's processing. It's getting tungsten. My only thing would be whether that compactor up top actually accepts the recipe. We will see that very soon. Okay. Well, it worked. Okay, so then do I go one step further and go, I'd like a recipe for netherite ingots, please. Cool, and that gets popped in here. Because obviously I'm now at the point where I need a few things. So black, I can do this. That's fine. I just need the block of netherite. So I have 3. I need another 6. That'll take a moment. Cool. So while we're waiting for that to craft, let's look at what else we need. So for me to be able to use this, we're going to need quite a bit of netherite, to be brutally honest. And what I want to do is I need one of these guys. So I'm going to need 2 more. Yeah, look, I'm going to use that and ask for another 2 netherite. Because what I need is this surrounded by blocks of quartz gives me the quartz chipset. So once we've got the quartz chipset happening and we get this unit set up and ready to rock, it's crafting very slowly. It needs 300 tungsten. Oops. Yeah, that's going to take a minute, right? Wow. Aren't I glad I set up that duplication of cobalt, because I don't have a ton of it. And we're actually out of material. Need a bit more cobalt. Probably have gone through our backlog. So maybe there's another way of making cobalt. Let's find out. Doesn't hurt, right? So cobalt ingots. Can I make it? I can make cobalt. Iron and hydrogen. Yeah. Nitrogen and calcium. Sodium and sulfur. There you go. There's our cobalt. Sodium and sulfur. I should have tons of that. Sodium. No, maybe not. Oh, because I'm converting it straight into ingots. Sulfur. Got a bit of that. Okay, so sodium and sulfur it is. And then I'll need a recipe for sodium to convert back. Because pretty sure that's an instant export. Yeah. Probably, as I said before, probably smarter if I convert a lot of this into this. So we're only making it as required because, you know, is there really much point? The iron one, look, that's cool. Iron should just be an auto pump out and get it done. Is this all no longer backlogged? Oh. All right, so again, that was something I came up with just before I started recording today, thinking of how I can better do it. And as I said, I can get to a point where I've got another, I don't know, at least, you know, what is it, 16 colors? I think there's 16 colors you can go through, and we can set this up so that I've got the 16 colors happening, and each of these materials does their thing. All I need now is some tungsten and netherite scrap. So actually, let's check our recipe. Yep. And then there's 2 more. This is the problem, obviously, with the whole processing everything through. So again, I can probably, I'm going to need some more patterns. You can see why I need quite a few more bits of quartz. So let's do that cobalt, this stuff, sodium and sulfur. Cool. Then I'm going to do the sodium recipe. I don't think there's any way of just splitting it. No, there's not. Sodium. Like so. And while I'm here, let's make a better crafter for upstairs. Get that one underway. Okay, so sodium and sulfur. And these ones eventually need better crafters too, I'm assuming. Cobalt. And for the moment, you can go in there. Once I get a new crafter. It's the gold one. Very nice. Get back upstairs. around here. Some of them are going to go in the thing here. Backpack. You have that and that, and them and that. Maybe the levers. Some stuff. It's just I need to be able to pick up these. Of course, it went in here, right? Gold crafter. Oh, that's right. Inch. Come on. Put it on the correct one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. So we're, again, boosting up the number of recipes that we can do in that one to allow me to process through all the bits and pieces. Still working its way through. It will probably be very, very out of power. And it'll be running on whatever it's generating. So we're generating... Oh, no, we're out of uraninite, apparently. Did I... Sheesh. Uraninite is a problem. Hello? We've got tons of raw uraninite. Tons of raw. Is this system broken, or is it just running? I know what the problem is. Know what the problem is. You will need to be able to craft granite. There we go. So obviously we're currently generating 18,000. That's 20, 23. So the more that this is full and all the other bits and pieces are full, the more power this will put out. So we're generating 23,000. How are you doing over here? You potentially will need a crafting card as well. It's fine. It's you know, these are the things we find as we make things happen. Crafting card, one of them, please. Just so I can make uraninite. It'll be downstairs, popping through and duplicating it. Nice, look, there it goes. Yep, it's over that side. You're zipping in and converting it into 2. And having these ionic rods makes things so much faster. Right. It's probably time for me to purge a little bit more of enchanted stuff. While we wait. Hello. You can have that. Fair bit of power. Cool. Alright. So what I might do, I'm going to throw a cut in because this is going to take a moment and we've only got a few minutes left in the episode. So I'll put a cut in until this is done and we'll be right back. Ready. Finally, it's probably been another 40 minutes or so. There's our block of netherite. It took a while. It's still ticking over. I did end up getting the quarry in the nether actually picked up some ancient debris, so I tripled that using the Mekanism stuff over here. But here is our digital resource simulator. And you can see I've got a couple of other chipsets here that I want to prep up eventually. So I'll leave that one there because I'm going to need it. But the netherite chipset will help us with that piece. So getting netherite scrap will come from the chipset. But to do that, I need 8 pieces of ancient debris. So that'll take a moment. But let's get this guy going with our little quartz chipset. I'm going to need an importer, I guess. Or do I just put a storage bus? Oh, I don't even know what it holds. Let's just get him set up somewhere. I'm just trying to think where's... I don't know how much power he's going to use. in there for the moment. Put you in there. Do you not use power? Is it... Okay, it's not powered. Right. So now I just need a bunch of this. So I need a bunch of netherite. And the more... Oops, wrong button. Upgrades the speed resource generator in the simulator block. Let's just do @digital. We have quantity upgrades. Upgrades the amount of resource generated in the simulator block. So we'll just put that over there. And then the speed. So tell me how many of these. Wow. Quantity one's going to need some work. Because I don't think I've got any phantoms. But that's not using power. That's just ticking over. So we could build a couple down here. Once I get some more netherite, like, again, if I can get ancient debris, like now, not a problem. We'll work through that. But that's just going to tick over. Obviously, this one needs the phantom membrane. End crystals, not an issue. I can make them. But the phantom membrane, I'm either going to need to do this or get antimatter, which I don't think I'm anywhere near because that requires polonium through a phase shifter, and yeah, that's not going to happen. So, it'll be quicker this way. Mercury, chlorine, and sulfur. I got these two. Mercury's not something I've got yet. But if I decompose warp fungus, I'll get mercury. 100%. Get phosphoric acid as well, but it's okay. Cool. And we get our nether quartz. Look at that. Again, it's only one piece, but if we can get these things faster, we will be in a good spot. And I'm pretty sure I've got a stack of warp fungus there. What's in the drawer outside? Grab a couple of stacks. I don't know what the other stuff will give us. I think warp stem doesn't really give us much at all. Let's just check on that. So this gives us the mercury. That's cool. Streamlights. What do you give us? Phosphorus. Chitin. Uses of phosphorus. Maybe we can make it into other stuff. Alright, that's cool. So if I put a recipe in place to get... What do you give us? Just cellulose. It's no point in running you through there. Cool. So if we go, I want... what's it called? Phantom membranes. Chlorine. Oh, do I turn chlorine directly into... What am I doing down here? Excuse me. That's just turning salt. Am I not making chlorine? Hello? Make salt, right? Yeah. I know I'm making chlorine somewhere. Because it's going into here. The worst case, I turn this off for a bit and we just generate some chlorine, but I'll work through it. I've got a few more of those metals happening now. There's quite a number that I would probably need to tick off my list of things that are needing doing. So if I go to chemistry, some of the new ones, 16 tungsten, like iridium. Didn't I not make that, or is it? No, that was indium, wasn't it? Yeah. So if I go down the bottom to all the stuff that we can craft, like that gadolinium. Don't think I picked any of that up yet because I haven't made it. There it is there. So if I ask for one of them, one of you please. It's going to run it through the thing upstairs. I'm going to pick it up, put it in my inventory. First time I've touched it, so it goes there. Ooh. Terbium is useful. Arsenic and germanium. Hello. There's two things that I don't think I have yet. So I might have to have a bit of fun doing this. Use arsenic and germanium. There we go. Stairs. In there. I want arsenic. I got germanium already. That's cool. But arsenic's a new one, so it's nice to finally be picking up those bits and pieces. And again, I'll work through where I'm at with the system downstairs. You can only do 12. You can only do 12 items, 12 colors. So arsenic is there. So I'll have to set up, as I said earlier, multiples of these, but you can get 12 colors before it rotates through. So I should be able to do 12 items in here, and then I'll set up another one in the middle here with another logistical sorter, etc. I just need probably the next level of crafter, the iron one, or I'll put a second crafter on. But that's 9. There's 3 more after that. So I'll work through that in between episodes as I play through. Hopefully I can get some more ancient debris as we're quarrying in the nether. Again, it's not the fastest quarry running in the world, but I'll get the mercury recipe set up here. So if I want mercury, U, dissolver, bam. Is it really 3? No, it's just 100% chance of 1, right? Yes. Just cool. And we'll pop that in upstairs. So if I need mercury, I can make it. Cool. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Comments down below. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Bye everyone.